So this will be the official one. So, brothers, ladies, gentlemen, welcome to the 175th installation of officers at Morton Lodge number 72, Ancient Free and Accepted Masons. So, we like to claim that there is not much innovation in Masonry. Today, there will be quite a bit of innovation. The man that was to be the 175th worshipful master of this fine lodge tried to break his back a couple of days ago, and he laid up on his floor for the last 36 hours. So he will not be present. However, for the benefit of all Masons and for the benefit of the public, I feel it necessary that I will, in fact, recite some of the ancient regulations of free and accepted Masons for the benefit of all. In part, due to the gravity and the solemnity of these ancient words. The 175th installation of officers is a very special occasion because it is the 175th year of Morton Lodge number 72. It was chartered by the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas in 1851, the January of that year. We will celebrate our 175th anniversary in March of 2026. In November of this year, we will have the Grand Master and many of the Grand Lodge officers present in this fine building as we celebrate the 200th anniversary of the Gillespie Monument. Said monument is about 300 to 350 yards from this location, and it is, in fact, the oldest Masonic anything in the great state of Texas. The great state of Texas is very proud of the Masonic oak. It's 190 years old. The Grand Lodge of Texas, 190 years old. But what we will be celebrating in November of this year will be 200 years old. So all of you are a part of history today. So at this time, I would ask for everybody to please rise and allow me the opportunity to provide an invocation. Great architect of the universe, we thank you for this time to come together as you're created. Friends, wives, husbands, brothers, we ask for your wisdom. We ask for your discernment to the officers of Morton Lodge number 175. May they continue to be the best reflection of their families. Let us all remember that it is not a Mason that makes a man a better Mason. It is the families that make us the Masons that we need to be for their benefit. And we hold each other as Master Masons accountable to do the same. Be with these families, be with these men, be with Morton Lodge number 72 in the most worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas in this Masonic year. And in your precious name, we pray. Amen. Please sit. Oh, so it's going to be a day of innovation. There we go. All right. Yeah. Nah, hell, we'll get through this. Just a reminder, I don't need to hit this thing very hard. So, my name is Cody Cockroft. I am a past master Morton Lodge number 72, and together, brother Albert Davis, a past master Morton Lodge 72, he will be the installing marshal. So together, we ask for your patience as we get through this. And on behalf of Coy Christoffel and his family, thank you for your attendance. Brother Marshall, you will call the roll of officers to be installed. He goes by many names. Ask his wife. Thank you, Brother Marshall. Before we proceed, I would ask you to cast your eyes upon these men. These men are the finest of what Masonry can provide. These men, as you can tell, are men of different colored skin, different faiths, but they all believe in the immortality of the soul. They believe in the precepts and the tenets of what makes Masonry so special. Brothers, on behalf of Morton Lodge number 72 and the 174 past masters that predated each of you, thank you for your service to this fine lodge and the most worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas. I would ask y'all to please be seated. At this time, Fort Bend Commandery number 72 and the Richmond Boy Scout Troop 1000 will provide the flags. Please rise.
Color guard, forward, march. Column left, march. Color guard, halt. Right, face. Ladies, gentlemen, my brother and all, we direct your attention to the flag of our beloved country. It is always displayed in the east of every Masonic lodge, where it is accorded the position of highest honor. It is a constant inspiration to every lover of their country, to every true patriot of the United States. It demands unswerving loyalty and wholehearted devotion to the principles of which it is the glorious representative. It is a majestic symbol of freedom under constitutional government. Beneath its protecting folds, liberty, equality, and fraternity have become the heritage of every citizen, while the oppressed of many nations have found peace and happiness in the land over which it floats. The flags of mighty empires have come and gone, but the stars and stripes remain. Alone of all flags, it expresses the sovereignty of the people, which endures when all else passes away. Speaking with their voice, it has the sanctity of revelation. Whomever lives under it and is loyal to it is loyal to truth and justice everywhere. So long as it flies, government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. Now, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas,
one state, under God, one and indivisible. Color guard, post the flags. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for allowing us to have us as the flag ceremony this afternoon. My name is Everett Hino. I'm a past commander of Fort Bend Commander number 74, and with me are the scouts of troop number 1000. Please introduce yourself. Thank you again. Color guard dismissed. And here you are.
Everybody will please sit. So the young man to my right and your left is Worshipful Master-elect Roy Christophel's son. So it was very special that he was a part of this, even though his dad was not. We'll just leave that
At
there.
least we had one Christopher here.
Yeah, we had one Christopher. So I am about to follow with the ancient regulations of free and accepted Masons. Officers to be installed, I would ask that each of you pay particular note of what we collectively, in the Grand Master of the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas, is commissioning and charging your soon-to-be Worshipful Master with. Brother Christopher, he will agree to be a good and true, and to strictly obey the moral law. He will agree to be a peaceful citizen and cheerfully to conform to the laws of the country in which he resides. He promises not to be concerned in plots and conspiracies against government, but patiently submit to the decisions of the Supreme Legislature. He agrees to pay proper respect to the civil magistrate, to work diligently, live credibly, and act honorably by all men. He agrees to hold in veneration the original rulers and patrons of the Order of Masonry and their regular successors, supreme and subordinate, according to their stations, and to submit to the awards and resolutions of his brethren, when convened, in every case consistent with the Constitution of the Order. He will agree to avoid private piques and quarrels, and to guard against intemperance and excess. He will agree to be cautious in carriage and behavior, courteous to his brethren, and faithful to his lodge. He will promise to respect genuine brethren, and to discountenance impostors, and all dissenters from the original plan of Masonry. He will agree to promote the general good of society, to cultivate the social virtues, and to propagate the knowledge of the art. He will promise to pay homage to the Grand Master for the time being, and to his officers when duly installed, and strictly to conform to every edict of the Grand Lodge or General Assembly of Masons that is not subversive of their principles and groundwork of Masonry. He will admit that it is not in the power of any man or body of men to make innovations in the body of Masonry. He will promise a regular attendance on the committees and communications of the Grand Lodge, on receiving proper notice, and to pay attention to all the duties of Masonry on convenient occasions. He will admit that no new lodge shall be formed without permission of the Grand Lodge, and that no countenance be given to any irregular lodge, or to any person clandestinely initiated therein, being contrary to the ancient charges of the order. He will admit that no person can be regularly made a Mason, or admitted a Mason, of any regular lodge without previous notice, and do inquiry into his character. He will agree that no visitor shall be received into our lodge without due examination, and producing proper vouchers of their having been initiated in a regular lodge. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the regulations of free and accepted Masons. Brother Marshall, if you will conduct yourself to the north side of the altar. The various implements of the profession are emblematical of our conduct and life, and upon this occasion are carefully enumerated. the holy writings, the great light in Masonry. This will guide our worshipful master to all truth. It will direct his path to the temple of happiness and point out to him the whole duty of man. The square teaches us to regulate our actions by rule and line and to harmonize our conduct by the principles of morality and virtue. The compasses teach us to limit our desires in every station, that rising to eminence by merit, we may live respected and die regretted. The rule directs that we shall punctually observe our duty, press forward in the path of virtue, and neither inclining to the right nor to the left, in all our actions have eternity in view. The line teaches us the criterion of moral rectitude, to avoid dissimulation in conversion and action, and to direct our steps to the path which leads to immortality. The Book of Constitutions. He is to search at all times. He is to cause it to be read in his lodge, that none may pretend to be ignorant or of the excellent precepts it enjoins. He will receive the charter by the authority of which this lodge is held. He will carefully preserve it and duly transmit it to his successor in his office. Lastly, he will receive in charge the bylaws of this lodge, which he is to see carefully and punctually executed. Brother Marshall, if you will present yourself to the west side of the altar. Officers to be installed, you will please rise.
Worshipful Master, I present the 175th team of officers of Morton Lodge number 72 for installation. I believe each of them to be well qualified to discharge the duties of his office, and each has signified his willingness to accept the same. I therefore ask that they be duly and constitutionally installed in their respective offices.
Officers, you will please sit. Brother Marshall, you will present the senior warden-elect for installation. Brother Marshall, you will invest the senior warden with the insignia of his office, which is the level. Brother Burnt, the level demonstrates that we are descended from the same stock, partake of the same nature, and share the same hope. And though distinctions among men are necessary to preserve subordination, yet no eminence of station should make us forget that we are brethren. For he who is placed on the lowest spoke of fortune's wheel may be entitled to our regard, because the time will come, and the wisest knows not how soon, when all distinction but that of goodness shall cease, and death, the grand leveler of human greatness, reduces us to the same state. Your regular attendance on our stated meetings is essentially necessary. In the absence of the master, you are to govern this lodge. In his presence, you are to assist him in the government of it. I firmly rely on your knowledge of masonry and attachment to the lodge for the faithful discharge of the duties of this important trust. Look, my brother, well to the west. Brother Marshall, you will seat the senior warden, present the junior warden-elect for installation. Brother Marshall, you will invest the junior warden with the insignia of his office, which is the plum. Brother Cole, the plum admonishes us to walk uprightly in our several stations, to hold the scale of justice in equal poise, to observe the just medium between intemperance and pleasure, and to make our passions and prejudices coincide with the line of duty. To you is committed the superintendence of the craft during the hours of refreshment. It is therefore indispensably necessary that you should not only be temperate and discreet in the indulgence of your own inclinations, but carefully observe that none of the craft be suffered to convert the means of refreshment into intemperance and excess. Brother Marshall, you will seat the junior warden and present the treasurer-elect for installation. Brother Marshall, you will yet again invest the treasurer with the insignia of his office, which is the crossed keys.
Yeah, just gonna tattoo some cross keys on the front of your chest there.
Before I continue, ladies and gentlemen, Right Worshipful Critcho is a District Deputy Grand Master, Masonic District number 108 of the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas, and is a Grand Lodge officer.
Thank you, Right Worshipful.
Right Worshipful and my brother Choate, it is your duty to receive all monies from the Secretary, make due entries thereof, and pay them out by order of the Worshipful Master and consent of the Lodge. I trust your regard for this welfare of the order will prompt you to be a faithful discharge to your duties. Brother Marshall, you will seat the treasurer in his place and present the senior and junior deacons. I got you a couple of bills there too, sir. Brother Marshall, you will invest the deacons with the badges of their offices, which are the square and compasses. Brothers Evangelista and Wedgardner, it is your province to attend on the master and wardens, and to act as their proxies in the activities and duties of the lodge, such as the reception of candidates into the different degrees of masonry, the introduction and accommodation of visitors, and the immediate practice of our rites. The square and compasses, as badges of your office, I entrust to your care, not doubting your vigilance and attention. Brother Marshall, you will seat the deacons in their respective places and present the senior and junior stewards for installation. Brother Marshall, you will invest the stewards with the insignia of their offices, which is the cornucopia or horn of plenty. Brothers Wilson and Sika, as masters of the ceremonies, it is your duty to assist the deacons and other officers in performing their respective duties, to see that the tables are properly furnished at refreshment and the brethren suitably provided for. Your regular and early attendance will afford the best proof of your zeal and attachment to this lodge. Brother Marshall, You will seat the stewards in their respective places and present the Master of Ceremonies for installation. Brother Marshall, you will invest the Master of Ceremonies with the insignia of his office, which is the crossed batons, or crossed swords, rather. Brother Eastwood, it is your duty to assist the senior deacon in preparing candidates for initiation and to see that the needs of the candidates are provided, such as the candidate information program, ritualistic instruction, Masonic education, and information concerning the customs and usages of Masonry. Brother Marshall, you will seat the Master of Ceremonies in his place. Brother Marshall, you will present the wardens for the charge. My brothers, you are too well acquainted with the principles of Masonry to warrant any distrust that you will be found wanting in the discharge of your respective duties. Suffice it to say that what you have seen praiseworthy in others, you should carefully imitate, and what in them may have appeared defective, you should in yourself amend. You should be examples of good order and regularity, for it is only by a due regard to the laws in your own conduct that you can expect obedience to them from others. You are to assist the master in the discharge of his trust, diffusing light and imparting knowledge to all whom he shall place under your care. In the absence of the master, you will succeed to higher duties. Your requirement must therefore be such that the craft may never suffer for the want of proper instruction. From the spirit which you have hitherto evinced, I entertain no doubt that your future conduct will be such as to merit the applause of your brethren and the testimony of a good conscience. Brother Marshall, you will seat the wardens in their respective stations. The members of this lodge will please rise. Brethren, such is the nature of our Constitution that some must, of necessity, rule and teach, while others must, of course, learn to submit and obey. Humility in both is an essential duty. The officers who are elected and appointed to govern your lodge are sufficiently conversant with the rules of propriety and the laws of Masonic order to avoid exceeding the powers with which they are entrusted, and you are of too generous disposition to envy their preferment. I therefore trust that you will have but one aim, and that will be to try to please each other and unite in the grand design of being happy and communicating happiness. Finally, my brethren, as the business of this lodge has been conducted in peace and harmony, so may it long continue. May you and your associates long enjoy every satisfaction and delight which disinterested friendship can afford. May kindness and brotherly affection distinguish your conduct as men and as Masons. Within your peaceful walls, may your children's children celebrate with joy and gratitude the annual recurrence of this auspicious solemnity. And may the tenets of our profession be transmitted through your lodge, pure and unimpaired, from generation to generation. Brother Marshall, you will proclaim the installation. The audience will please rise.
In the name and by the authority of the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas, I proclaim the 175th team of officers of Morton Lodge number 72, ancient, free, and accepted Masons, duly and constitutionally installed.
Everybody, please take a seat. So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the 175th installation, at least to some degree.
Part one.
Part one. Let's hope there's only going to be a part two. At this time, I would ask any of the officers that have been installed, if you would please rise and recognize your family. And if you want to share any words of wisdom with us or any woes that you look forward to for the next 364 days, we yield the floor to you.
Worship the Master, like we're so Morton, brother. I have with you today from Peaceful City, grandson, Christian, and my daughter, Christian. And I just want to say, first to my wife, thank you for the support and putting that position on my side. Great. And my daughter, she's always, if I attend something that family oriented, she's always there. I want to thank you, Worship Master.
Thank you, brother. She has no idea. Thank you, brother Sika. Wade, like the, oh, we're going up. Thank you, brother. Brother Junior Warden. She wants you out of the house, is what I'm hearing. Thank you, brother. Very glad that both of these anniversaries fall forth here. Think of all the work you get to do, though, Brother Senior Warden, sir. Brother Eastwood. Brother, I'm grateful for here. Thank you. Brother Evangelista, you want to introduce your family over here? Where I work for Choate.
Right, worship, sir. It's an honor and a privilege to be a part of this law, Morton Lodge. This is the third law that I have been at today. I'm with the officer for. Of course, guess I'm a little bit biased about it. It's impressive. Session, work thing. Other lodges know that there's put past for other lodges, but past masters back in the line. We don't have the people to be able to move forward. We haven't had it for the past, right? And when I think about this session, and that's why we turn over officers every year, and part of becoming a better man is learning how to run an organization like this. So I think the lodge does a great job of mentoring folks. We'll hope that our incoming spiritual master elect is better soon. It's a privilege on an officer here to serve our fine district, our Vanguard district, Montreal. So I want to currently at the urgent care facility with my daughter having some kind of allergic reaction to antibiotics.
With her tea.
Yeah, been on antibiotics about 10 days, and all of a sudden she's broken out in really bizarre rash. It's very uncomfortable. So, her in the Boston credit.
Thank you. So just a few additional introductions I'd like to make. I'd ask Brother Brant if you'd please rise and introduce your family. And I'm asking Brother Brant to do this. He's probably, well, he is the hardest working Mason at this fine lodge, and he is about to go to the Philippines for an extended amount of time. And I just want you to know on behalf of your lodge, Mark, that you're going to be missed, and we wish you safe passage. And with that, if you'd introduce your beautiful wife and son.
My wife May, my son Gabe. Actually, his name is Leon Gabriel Herrera Grant, named after my father. And I'm going to miss Leon, I'll tell you. I'm going to second. Okay. First, I'll be glad to be with the family. I was without for 10 months up until a month ago. But I will miss this place, and I'm going to try to visit some lodges in the Philippines. I should be there for the annual ANCOM. I'm taking some Morton Lodge with me, and hopefully I'll get to visit the lodge and represent Morton Lodge there. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Brother Brant. To his right, we have a past master's widow, Bonnie Starks. She's the grandma of a lot of men in this lodge. And Bonnie, thank you for being here and honoring Jim. Beautiful man. He definitely left the woodpile harder than he found it. And thank you for being here, and thank you for chaperoning her today. Means a lot to us. And to their right is I guess the most less experienced Master Mason at Morton Lodge, number 72, Brother Jeff Green and his wife. Thank you for being here, and it's good to see you again. I was asking about you just the other night. So, is there anything that anybody would like to say before I close this public portion of the ceremony? Brother Eastwood.
Future past master band, yes, for the office, even though
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I yield the floor to you, sir. Brother Senior Deacon Evangelista, you present not yet to be Junior Past Master Brother Vance to the west side of the altar. You did hear that, sir, didn't you? Not yet Junior Past Master.
I'm going to use the end of the table, yeah. You can't drink at Lodge, so there's no getting into that. Brother Weedy Gardner, you were a part of this, and Gary, Past Master Krizwicki, sorry. I'm still processing here, like you over there.
Masonry still makes Mark nervous.
Also, a big part of putting this together. So, my brother, my friend, on behalf of the officers of Morton Lodge number 72 for your year, I guess it's still your year, but we have a little something. We have a little something for you. Like you, it's a one of a kind, and it's historic. And it's historic. It's also fragile, which is why I fabricated this little box to put it in. Plus, you're wondering what the heck is in there. That may be the most fun. It's this part comes off. You can do something with that if you want. So as I open it, Brother Krizwicki, would you explain the pretty part of this to everyone?
Many months ago, downstairs there's a light that we leave on at night to light up the room, and it was just a plain old light, and we put it up there, and we put it through stained glass. And at that point, Worship Master said, "I want one of those." And when the officers were talking about let's make something, or let's get something as a past master gift for Brother Vance, I recalled that story and suggested that we can do something along this line. The history of it is the glass that's in here, the blue glass, came from right here from Morton Lodge. There's a box of stained glass that was from a previous building, I believe, from a fire. Anyway, the windows taken out. But this actually comes from Morton Lodge. The wooden part is made by Brother Eastwood. I saw him making tables for his church and thought, here we go.
We figure something out.
Brother Weedy Gardner, of course, made the plaque. And the officers who all contributed to this made the wording for the plaque. So here we go. It's a actual from the officers, by the officers, to Past Master Vance.
And probably 100-plus-year-old glass, like so truly historic.
That glass is probably dated 1912.
Wow.
Probably original to this.
I think that glass came from a window that used to be above the seat.
Yeah.
The window was up back behind. I think that's where all that glass was.
That is truly beautiful. And I do remember talking to your daughter because she makes some great art and know the history behind it. It's really awesome. I just try to serve God here. Never make it about me. Always about brothers, and it always will be. I learned a lot from all of you, trying to hold a tear back because they're in camp school. But
Allergies, let it out.
yeah, but I just thank all of y'all from my heart. Always to serve, and I know that those God will this year we will continue not only make history, but because Thank you all so much. I really appreciate that. This is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna just right here. Thank you.
Do you know if Coy will want pictures of everybody in attendance? Probably do that.
Yeah. I'll check.
So we're about to close the public ceremony. Before doing so, I would ask at the proper time everybody to come to the east. But before I go into the benediction, I just want to give a little bit of history. We talk about history. Um, there's a lot of history at Morton Lodge 72 for a lot of reasons. But something a lot of you may not know are the following facts, right? And we're quite proud of these facts. So Masonic District number 108 is comprised of 8 lodges. And year after year, this Masonic District produces more Vanguard lodges than any other district in the state. Last year, we produced 6. That Allspark actually came out of Morton Lodge number 72. The works of the members of this lodge, it inspired other lodges to really do the same. The 3 Fort Bend County lodges, Morton Lodge being the oldest, is the mother lodge, Rosenberg Lodge number 881, 5 or 6 miles from here. That was chartered in 1903. Sugarland Lodge 1141 came out of Morton Lodge number 72, and that was chartered in 1920. What's important to understand is those 3 lodges are the highest performing lodges of all 754 lodges of the most worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas. And for the last 2 to 3 years, Morton Lodge has been the highest rated lodge in the state. Lastly, the ritual is very important at Morton Lodge number 72. We take a lot of pride in the ritual. We do a lot of work toward the ritual. And what the ritual means to you non-Masons, that's all that secret stuff because of the secret society that we are. But anyway, it's all the lessons that we have heard or learned from the instructive tongue to the attentive ear. It's the stuff that is not in two-dimensional paper space. The last 2 years, Morton Lodge number 72 has been rated as the highest graded degree in the state of Texas. So I only say all that to the families of Morton Lodge number 72. Understand that we do expect greatness. Um, the officers of this lodge expect greatness from the members, and we can only be as great as we can be with the continued investment that our families have in us. So I want to thank you all for your attention and for your attendance and for being a better reflection of these men before us. So with that, I would ask everybody to please rise. And I'll close this in prayer. Great architect of the universe, we thank you for your divine providence. We thank you for your presence within this lodge room as we celebrate the 175th line of officers of Morton Lodge number 72. We ask for your guidance, we ask for your wisdom, we ask for your discernment and your continued blessing on these men and their families. Be with each of them in their travels, some only a few miles, some across the pond or 2. Bring all of these folks safely back to our midst. May we be a great reflection of what you intend Texas Masons to be as stewards of your great society. Your precious name, we pray. Amen. This closes the public ceremony.